Hey guys, this is not really an update video because they didn't really. It was not too long ago since I last released the previous update video. This is more of a what's to come, as I realized as you click on the donate button here, you will go to their donation page, and if you scroll down all the way, you see all the playable dinosaurs and the mods, and finally you see this, the stretch goals. I didn't notice the stretch goals here, and in the previous video I said some things like I want to see an ankylosaurid and for carnivores more water carnivores, and guess what? They did. They added in this stretch goal they added not only an ankylosaurid like the Anodontosaurus, which is clearly an ankylosaurid, as you can tell, like so. Well, that's a very derpy, but props on you. But they also added more aquatic creatures and even more a new way to play rather than just land dinosaurs, which is pretty exciting. So first of all, the first stretch goal was the Anodontosaurus, which is the ankylosaurid that I was speaking of, and I didn't see this, so I'm quite happy that they actually added an ankylosaurid in the game. The second thing that they added, the second stretch goal, was the death match, and this would be quite interesting because, you know, as much as playing a simulation for dinosaurs is fun and all, that sometimes it gets quite stale. So having this game modes would be quite interesting and fun. The next up would be an Amargasaurus. This is probably the first large-scale herbivore, long neck herbivore that we will see, and it looks like this. It's basically how do I explain this? What's the word? It's basically a long neck with spines on its neck, I guess. Is that spines or is that a sail? Can't really tell. Right. And next up is a new mechanic, which is the growth system and nesting. Basically you can grow and nest for all players as a base, grow from juvenile to an adult to help raise other players, which is like the Isle, which is pretty good. Cause you know, you can't really have a dinosaur simulation if you don't grow from a young reptile into a large full-scale monster. The next thing I'm gonna add is quite interesting. Is the Megalania, which is if any of you played Ark, you should know that the Megalania is quite venomous, and it's a giant it's not a giant monitor, it's more of a giant Komodo dragon. Actually, it's actually the Komodo dragon of today. But for the Megalania, I don't think it will compete with large creatures like. I don't think it will hunt large creatures like the. It won't hunt large creatures like the Amaga or the. Maybe the Anodon. No, the Anodonto is too big for it. So maybe the Megalania will hunt smaller creatures. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not too sure on where they're going with this, but a mechanic that they'll add to this will probably be a poison, because Megalanias are, if I'm not wrong, they are quite famous for their poison. So I'm looking forward to how they're going to implement the poison, because they can make the poison so that if the Megalania bites a creature bigger than itself, it will start getting the bigger the creature, the less likely it will get poison, so to speak, because of how large size it is. But if there's enough poison, they can change the effects of like the visual effects of the player to be woozy or like phasing in and out, because that's how I'm not too sure whether that's how poison works, but that would be a cool effect. Next one is territories. Play in a penalty free King of the Hill style game mode, capturing territories to win prizes. Basically this would be quite interesting actually, as you just need to claim territories and try to be the largest territory ever. However, there will be some. They need to change. They need to fix. Need to make sure the balance of each. You know what? Right. Where was I? Oh yeah. What was I? Territories. Yeah. Territories. That will be quite interesting as. But then they have to first make sure each of the creatures are balanced before they can set in a territory mode. As you know, it'd be quite unfair if one single creature in a group are able to beat everyone. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope nothing bad comes out of it. The next one would be creator, which is basically you host a server, so to speak. You control the environment, so to speak. Yep. This would be quite fun if there's a right person handling it. So yeah, also looking forward to this. This, yes, I was talking about in my last video about a aquatic creature like the crocodilians, and this is what we got, a Sarcosuchus. Ah, man, I would love to play as a Sarcosuchus. The Sarcos, I had my expectation of Sarcosuchus would be that I would be like a real life crocodile. I can run forward in a very fast speed, but my turning rate, my turning speed will be very slow, or rather turning will slow me down. And also that my body, if I move slowly, really looks like a log, and that will deceive the player's eyes, and I could just lunge out of the water. However, if implemented with the growth system and nesting, I want the Sarcosuchus to be the hardest creature, well, one of the hardest creature to grow from young. As you know, excuse me, as the crocodile has quite a high mortality rate from young to adult. From what I heard, I think around 90% of crocodile younglings die due to being quite a tasty snack to almost every predator. Then once they grow up, they become their predator. So for the Sarcosuchus, I would really love to see like that kind of implementation where when you're young you are probably the weakest creature in the forest, and once you become a full grown size Sarco, not a lot of creatures will want to fight you. So that would be great. The next is the modding tools, and for the modding tools, I'm not a modder, but I would really like maybe the modders can actually implement more, help the team implement more creatures, cause the team actually created quite a lot of stuff, and maybe this could help them find more employees, so to speak, or maybe just like Ark, where passionate people will create models of dinosaurs and even new mechanics to the game. So that would be very good. That would be very interesting too for a player. Next would be Microraptors. I don't know how to feel about this because I don't really know what the Microraptor is. I heard of it. I don't really know what is it. But all I know is that it's a small, fast creature that climbs and glides from tree to tree. So it probably will hunt insects if there are insects in the game. I'm not too sure. Next, these two creatures are probably what I'm most excited for, as they actually show what is there to come. First of all is the Tylosaurus, which is an aquatic creature that is, if I'm not wrong, similar to the Mosasaurus, or if I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but it's an aquatic reptile nonetheless. And this is actually telling us that there will be an underwater portion of the game, and that basically means a lot of work for them because it would require new aquatic mechanics, new playstyle, underwater system for land dinosaurs to go into. But this would probably be quite a big game changer when it comes out, especially since our first creature would be a giant aquatic reptile. So this is the first game changer, and this is the second game changer, which is a playable flying reptile, which is the Thalassodromeus, which is a pterodon, probably, looks like it. And it basically comes with, once it's released, it will probably come with a new airborne game mechanic playstyle. For these two, I want to see how they interact with land creatures. As for the aquatic creature, I don't think they'll interact with the land creature as much until they are inside the water, which adds the fear factor for land creatures of what is there in the water, which is what I'm looking for when I'm playing as a land creature. As you know, like I said in the previous video, in the wild, water is dangerous. So this, if they can make it fearful, I would love to see that. And for this flying mechanic creature, I'm not too sure on how they will interact with the land creature, as if they were to fight over territory or battle, that would be quite interesting to see. Cause most of the time, I don't think the flying reptile would do anything. I think the flying reptile could be used for just grabbing the young and flying away, and basically the young of most dinosaurs would be its prey. So I would like to see how they would implement this, and I want to see how they would interact with all the land creatures and maybe even the aquatic creature. Because you know, maybe the Tylosaurus can just jump a few feet off the sky to latch onto anything in the sky and drag into the water. Right. Next would be a new map, the island. Sorry, Ark. Island. An entirely new map with an emphasis on open water and air. This I would also really like to see. Oh, not really. This. Sorry. This will probably be due to the two creatures above. So if they're able to implement these two creatures, the new map will be quite advantageous with these two. Because from what I can hear from this, the island should be a moderate size creature that isn't very big. Creature that is a moderate size ground that isn't very big. So I would like to see that too. And next is a new game mode called Capture the Egg, basically capture a flag system where that rewards team play and coordination. I want to see what the reward is though. Like, what reward is there given to dinosaurs? What, new buff, skin? Probably skin. Maybe, probably not skill points, because they said they're gonna add skill points too. Well, so next is the playable fish, which is that big fish in Ark. I have no idea how to say it. I just call it a lead. So this fish will implement a new filtering feeding gameplay style, like a whale. This is the first for a game to implement such a style, because I'm not too sure how you're going to implement a filter feeding gameplay style. Like, you're not hunting creatures, you are hunting microscopic creatures. Pretty small, if you tell me. Oops, I'm gonna delete that. So. Alright, next, the Rhamphorhynchus. It's also an airborne creature, and it's not a pterodon, I'm pretty sure, because it's quite small, and it has sharp teeth. So for this, I think it's a harasser, so to speak. Like, it will harass creatures while maybe feeding on the creature alive with its sharp teeth. So I'm quite interested on how its playstyle would be, because it's not a big flying creature. It's more of a small, fast flying creature, like the Microraptor, but actually flies instead of glides. Next is a creature I have never seen or heard before, which is the Pycnonemosaurus. This is how it looks like. It's a long neck Tyrannosaurid. From what I can see, it has a pretty small head and jaw. So if they are going to make every creature unique, I'm actually quite curious on how they're going to make this unique, like stand out from the Allosaurus and the Suchosuchus. No, not Suchosuchus. Whoops. The Suchosaurus. What's it called? Suchomimus. How they're gonna stand out from the Allosaurus and the Suchomimus, as its unique part is the long neck of it, and from what I can see, a pretty moderately long tail. So these are all the confirmed things that we're gonna get. Next up, the 3 things that we may get if we hit the money, if we hit the checkpoints. First up is a new game mode, which is the last herbivore standing. Basically, you play as a single carnivore that attacks and kills herbivore, turning them into carnivore as well. It's basically a zombie game mode. And for this, I am quite interested on how they're going to make that single carnivore, because if all the herbivores in the area can find that one carnivore, I'm pretty sure they can just gang out on it. So the carnivore may need to sneak around a bit and hide and kill all those other herbivores straight from its pack before they turn it into a carnivore. So this would be quite interesting to see also, and also a new game mode. Who doesn't want it? Next is the Urinosaurus, which is a aquatic reptile, and this is how it looks like. It's basically a Ichthyosaurus with a very long snout like a swordfish. I am quite interested in seeing how this gameplay would be, because it will probably be harassing big fishes and potentially being eaten by those big fishes. So this will be quite interesting to see in a aquatic setting. It'll probably be fast. Yeah, it'll probably be fast. And next, or lastly, is the Hetzogopteryx, which is also a pterodon, and it's pretty big. I think it will be quite a slow flyer, as if due to its size, and I would want to see how they're going to implement such a big creature. And for the next two, which is blurred out, we can tell from the shape. The first one here is probably going to be a, I'm predicting it's either a carnivore, like a, looks like a raptor to be honest, but I think it's going to be a carnivore most likely, due to it being bipedal. And for the next one, it's probably going to be like the Megalania, because I can see. No wait, the last one might actually be a Plesiosaurus, as if I'm not wrong, that should be the tail. This is the flippers, and this is the long neck of it. So that's my prediction for the last one. It does look like a Plesiosaurus actually. So yeah, hopefully if as the time goes on, more donations will happen and the creators can start like giving us more playstyles of these creatures. As what's a dinosaur game if there's only 8 creatures? There should be more playstyle, there should be more fun in this game. So yeah, this is pretty good. And yeah, that's the prediction. Oh wait, there's one thing I want to say. Right, and before I end it off, this is what they promise on the website, which is like the questing, the attributes and abilities, and swimming, diving, and fishing mechanics. So I would highly encourage all of you to go check it out, and if you do have the money, if you are interested and you do have the money, I would suggest you guys to go and donate. Donate 20 around this amount. This is what I got to get the game, and hopefully maybe I can meet you guys online too. Because God, I need friends to play with. None of my friends play this kind of games, and I really want this kind of to have any friends to play this kind of game with. So yeah, that's the end of it, and I wish this game come out sooner because it looks so good. So I come to the end of the video, and I would really love to see all of these creatures in the game, and I would like to see what you guys think of all these creatures in the comment. Do you think that maybe the filter feeding system will be boring because you're just moving around and sucking in water to eat, or do you think that the Microraptor is kind of out of place because of it being so small, or do you think that the Pygnonemosaurus is kind of weird since we already have a few bipedal carnivores? So I would really like to see what you guys think about it, and I hope to see you in the next video too.